despite this whole push of Atmanirbharta indigenization, there is probability that there's probably a lack of, or I would say inability to crack the jet engine technology. Both Tejas Mk-1 and Mk-2 does not address that issue, and we are down to 29 squadrons.
Well, you are absolutely right. There's a problem of engine. We were expecting that our GTRE, that is the gas turbine, research establishment, will come up with the Kaveri engine, and which will be absolutely meeting all the specifications that it was given. LCA Mark 1 is a lighter aircraft, much lighter than what LCA Mark 2 will be. So it needed a thrust somewhere which was, earlier computerized, analyzed, and everything was fitting there in place. But when actually the engine came up and it was tested, it fell short by about 15% of the capability of the thrust. And in a fighter aircraft, single engine fighter aircraft, that cannot be accepted. And that makes the aircraft absolutely a liability for various reasons. So that is how 404 engine had to continue, and that is where we are right now stuck. Even though there are a series of order placed onto the HL. HL has got the airframe, they have got the all avionics engines and avionics parameters, everything available. Everything is there except the engine. And now engine is coming up slowly. I don't know, neither can HL, commit when it will come in the way. But when we are talking of the entire aircraft, engine is that gives the thrust, that gives the propulsion, and everything is based onto that, around that. Now, as we are talking of the LCA Mark II, initially people thought that it will be, scaled upgradations of the LCA Mark I. With that, what I mean is you multiply the LCA, all parameters, dimensions, thrust, everything by 1.8, 1.9 or 2, and that is everything fits up there. And finally, of course, there are a lot of work to be done. So it will be there, but it is not that way. This LCA Mark II will be some sort of also a precursor of AMCA, because some amount of the stealth features will be coming into this design also. So it is not straightway the replica of LCA Mark I scaled up. It has got many of the systems which is over and above. The dimensions, of course, will be much higher.
So why do people say that this is a link to the 5th generation, but it's just replacing the MiG-29s and the Mirage 2000 and the Jaguar?
Look, this is the aircraft, this is the medium combat aircraft. It should have the capability to penetrate within the enemy territory. And for that reason, since now the wingspan is higher, the dimensions of the cross section of the aircraft is higher, so we would like to have least radar pickup signatures given by the aircraft. That is where all these stealth features, including air intake, that are now being reworked out. That is where the Mark II aircraft, LCA Mark II, will be significantly different in the technology than the Mark I technology is there. Now, to work onto this, our requirement was, medium combat. Now, with the medium combat, you expect that your aircraft should be able to capable of carrying the payloads in excess of 3.5 tons that we were used to. It will be carrying about 6.5 tons of the payload. And second, the best thing is there that all cross sections of the weapon, whether it is the Indian origin, whether it is the French origin or Russian origin, that has been now configured into the single platform. It's a very big achievement of the LCA Mark II. So that now with the existing weaponry system, now we will be able to fly this aircraft into the combat, and it should perform the way the best of the aircraft today does. We have been lauding the effort of LCA Mark I-A, that it has got the 4.5 generation capability of the avionics. The same avionics with even more facelift into it, more value additions into it, that will be coming into the LCA Mark II. So that is years of the work which is now being compressed within few months. that we are talking of. But everything is not that way. We are talking that LCA Mark 1 and LCA Mark 2, another engine will go 414 and it will fly. No, there are hell of a lot of work to be done. The 414 engine comes, that fits into it, and then we study the entire aircraft. You must have heard yesterday or day before yesterday that it is likely to roll out, and the first flight is likely to be there. Rollout has already been done. All the parameters are there, but still, when the aircraft takes off with the 98% of the thrust or 100% of the
Yes.
thrust, how the entire aircraft behaves,
Yes.
the amplification of the vibrations, amplifications of the resonance,
Yes.
everything has to be worked out, everything has to be
Yes.
studied, and then only the next flight will go. So there is a significant work, and there is an agency called Semilac. Similac will not certify the aircraft until unless it meets all the parameters,
Absolutely.
especially the safety parameters. So there are
Absolutely.
work to be done. The specification what has been given, all the parameters.
Okay.
When the aircraft flies off, it will be on our radar. It will be on various types of radar. It will be monitored even from the space, and then all these data will be seen that how effective it is going to be
Absolutely.
within the enemy territory, and that's the gold standard.